Hi, this is Sherry Dinkins. Information on how to create an in-text citation and a works cited entry for an article that you're pulling online. So if you've worked with a librarian or with a tutor, you'll most likely see that a lot of folks will ask you to use Noodle tools. And if you like using Noodle tools, keep doing it. That is fantastic. I find something called Citation Builder a little bit easier to use, so I'm going to show you how to use that in this video. There's a link to this Citation Builder in the instructions. As I'm glancing down at citation style, I need to pull down to Modern Language Association 9. That's the 9th edition. Also, I'm going to be using a newspaper, but I'm technically going to be using a website of a newspaper. So I want to make sure that I click on website. A traditional paper newspaper that I find would use this one, but I'm using a website. Let's look at the kind of thing that I'm glancing at right now. This is an article by somebody named Annie Kate. So I'm going to go back to citation, this citation builder, and I'm actually going to do first name is Annie. Last name is Kate. She's the author, not an editor. And I'm going to copy the title of this article and put it on title. It's also asking me what is the website title. This is by ciproud.com. I'm going to shorten that to ciproud because it's pretty official that way. I'm also going to make sure I copy and paste the URL exactly the way it happens there. I'm going to put that in here. Now this is asking me for a sponsor or a publisher. So I'm going to cruise down to the bottom. You're going to notice way at the bottom, Next Star Media is the publisher or sponsor of this page. So we definitely need that. We don't need any of the dates or the logo or the all rights reserved. We just need the name of the sponsor. I noticed that this was published on April 14th and it was updated on the same day. So we're going to go here and do date published April 14th, 2022. And don't worry if you forget the comma because Citation Builder is going to change that anyway. So I'm going to put today's date. I don't have a container title or location that, with a book and stuff, there would be more information. But right now at the bottom, it's giving me a correct citation and I can copy and paste that. Now I'm going to warn you right now, when I copy and paste that, the italics are most likely going to fall off of ciproud. So I'm going to click, it tells me that I copied it. I'm going to go to my works cited page. You can see I've already done it. I was kind of excited. I couldn't hold back. But I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that in. Let's pretend I hadn't already done that a little bit earlier today. So once I paste that in, the ciproud, I'm just going to put the italics back on there because it fell off. The rest of this is perfectly done. There's not a thing I need to do to change this to be perfect for my works cited page. Now you do notice that if I hit return and go to the next one, I will need to go in and remove this link because I don't want a blue link with an underline when I'm actually turning this into Canvas. So I've got that done correctly. What I need to do is figure out what is my in-text citation. So let's say that I like this sentence here. This really helps my argument essay. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my paper somewhere. So when I paste that in, well, it goofed up. It always goofs up my font there, and that's okay. I'm going to take off that period, and I'm going to get some parentheses ready here. What I need to do now is take this author's last name and put it right in here and put a period afterwards. The reason why I put the period afterwards is to hook these two things together so that people know, oh, Miss Kate, Annie Kate wrote this, and we need to give her credit. So this is hooked to this sentence before. Now let's say I didn't, I wasn't using that sentence. Maybe I was using a different sentence down below. So there's a bunch of stuff about what President Joe Biden said or what somebody named Kirchhoffer said. So let's take something that Kirchhoffer said. And let's go back to let's say that this is really going to help my paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this a little bit. I'm going to take off that comma. I'm going to keep Kirchhoffer's name because Kirchhoffer is talking now. And I want to make sure I'm giving kudos to Kirchhoffer. I'm not saying that Annie Kate wrote this. We know that somebody named Kirchhoffer is talking now, and we always need to make sure the talker gets credit for talking. So if we use this percentage, and we're going to use these two little sentences in there, we're going to put Kirchhoffer is being quoted in Annie Kate's article. In each of these in-text citations, and here's the in-text citation here, Here's the in-text citation right here. You can go back and say, well, who is this Kate person? Well, there's Annie Kate's name. There's her first name, last name. And that reader can go back, well, I find that very interesting. I'm going to go back to that interesting article and read more about it. So this part right here is what is called an in-text citation. This is considered an in-text citation. And then here's your works cited entry right here. Let's say that I'm going to reword something. So let's say that I take a sentence here and I'm going to paraphrase. Sometimes students will tell me they're really nervous about directly quoting. They don't want to be accused of plagiarism, so they'll put it in their own words. And here's the bad news. Putting it in your own words often softens the meaning and makes it less direct. So it's not as effective as somebody's direct words or an author's direct words. The other thing is putting it in your own words can make you feel false confidence that you're not accidentally plagiarizing, and you may be plagiarizing. So let me show you how not to plagiarize. So what I'm going to do is put this kind of in a different words here. I'm going to actually put the title of the person. I always make mistakes when I'm doing videos for my students. So notice I'm not following the same sentence structure. I'm not using the exact same phrases. I may have to use a word like corn or ethanol, but I'm trying as much as I can not to just substitute a few words. I'm really mixing up the sentence structure there. And let's put the ethanol first. So I'm even mixing up the sentence structure. I'm not sure if I can say heats up. That kind of sounds scientific, doesn't it? I'm going to say regional farmers, or farmers in the region actually is nicer. So notice that I'm trying to do it a little bit differently, but I'm using the same ideas. In this case, I'm going to delete the original because I don't want to accidentally leave anything in there. So you may be asking yourself, well, Sherry, where did you get that information? Same place. Notice it's just reworded. There's no quote marks around it because I didn't directly copy and paste it. But I do want to put Annie Kate's last name so that somebody doesn't read that sentence and go, well, you don't know that. You're not a farmer. You're plagiarizing and you're in trouble. You didn't go interview the general manager of Kirchhoff yourself, so you can't say that. So we don't want anybody accusing me of plagiarism, and to avoid that, I just want to put Annie Kate's last name in parentheses with the period right afterwards, right after the sentence that I've paraphrased. So for our argument essays, we're not going to be paraphrasing whole paragraphs or multiple sentences. We just want to paraphrase a single sentence for emphasis and for content and then move on. And as I said before, for most people, using a direct quote is more, has more oomph, it has more power. So I actually recommend using a sentence directly quoted rather than paraphrasing. But as you can see, in any case, I definitely want to put an in-text citation or an in-text citation like this or an in-text citation like this, and I must include my works cited entry at the end to prove that I got that from somewhere else. So this video hopefully showed you a little bit about where to find that information on a newspaper article that's online. Other websites have information in different places. Myself, a tutor or a librarian, can definitely help you. So thanks so much for watching this video on in-text citations and works cited entries.